Hi, this is the final week of preparation for the marathon. That is not the reason there weren't Zealandisms yesterday. I had a friend in town who was sleeping in this room. There's an air mattress that has been deflated that is on the floor over there. We seem to be operating a hotel at the moment, but that's something that I feel like I opted into by living in New York in the first place. So that's perfectly fine. But the marathon's next weekend, so I'm quarantining until then to make sure that I'm nice and healthy for that. So you're going to get a whole lot of me. I hope you're emotionally, mentally, and physically prepared for that. But today I want to discuss with you stupidity after I continue to drink water because I have to run today. The sweet taste of water. Anyways, stupidity. There are multiple types of stupidity, as you become accustomed to on this channel. There is entertaining stupidity. There is perhaps in the case of Jamie Vardy or Jose Mourinho or somebody else, productive stupidity, the type of stupidity that actually helps you. Then there's just the stupidity which is endearingly simple, right? But then on the other end of the scale from a lot of the things that we talk about is the wanton stupidity that actually hurts your team massively. Now, sometimes I make a video about a concept or something that's happening that is still going on, right? Whether like, Keisuke Honda is playing in Bhutan, and all of a sudden that's huge news, and we're all very excited for it. How long were you going to let me sit here with the dang chat up? I'm not streaming. How many of you even noticed? Probably most of you. Anyways, this is the type of stupidity that is one instance that just actively hurts your team massively. And I want to give the referee massive credit for actually making this call as well. Because in order to dive into this story, we need a good conceptual understanding of what a red card is for. A red card is for ejecting a player that is a danger to other players, that has put other players in harm's way. The game will be safer if that player has been removed. The rules of the game will be able to be adhered to if that player is removed. That's the point of a red card. And it is very difficult in a loud and intense atmosphere to make that sort of call early in a match. But that is exactly what has happened in Brazil. You see, this is a match between two teams in the top Brazilian league, Cruzeiro and Atletico Paranaense, I believe. Atletico Paranaense is trying to stay above the relegation zone. Cruzeiro is in the top 8 battling for an improved continental position. Neither of these teams are like in the title race or anything. But Atletico Paranaense, it's a weird league. It's a very weird league. They're in one of the few spots that like doesn't accomplish something, right? But they needed this win. They were in one of the 4 relegation spots, right? But if you can get up to 12th and all of a sudden you make it into continental play. So they're 3 points out of continental play, and now because of the win in the match that we're talking about, they are on goal difference out of the relegation zones, right? The Brazilian league is complete and utter chaos. It barely makes any sense. So Atletico Paranaense, very, very important win. Cruzeiro, with a win, would have jumped up to 7th. They're trying to maybe push for top 6, which would put them in Copa Libertadores qualification instead of Copa Sudamericana, which is basically the Europa League, right? There are 2 continental competitions in South America. But now that you understand the stakes, you see the score. Atletico Paranaense with a 3-0 win. That is a big surprise result, right? That's an explosive, surprising result in favor of the team that is worse. What could have possibly caused that? Well, here you go. I've got the clip for you. I think we can actually show you this one. Cruzeiro is in the white. Atletico Paranaense is in the red. Okay, that's what's going on right now. This is in the first 3 seconds of the match. Here we go. We see Mr. Cruzeiro running in. 3, 2, 1. Boom. There we go. Elbows him directly in the neck. This is like off the kickoff. Off the kickoff. He just runs right at the guy and just elbows him right in the neck. You'll notice something about this play. The ball is never in the picture. It's in the picture after the elbow's been thrown. It's all the way over here, off the screen. We've got, this guy just running in and elbowing a dude in the neck. Now, I know Roy Keane used to do this sort of stuff all the time, and it was praised and lauded as like the way you're supposed to play the game, that you're supposed to be sending these massive messages to everybody, right? You're supposed to be enforcing the law. But this is just stupid. Rafa Silva has gotten a card here, which according to this Twitter account, they insist that like this will go down in history, a red card in just 3 seconds. But this is dumb. This is just dumb. And cost his team maybe that opportunity to get into Copa Libertadores, which is the South American Champions League. And now you're going to be in the South American Europa League because you had to elbow a dude right off the start of the game. But what perhaps makes this even more unbelievable is that this was not the first instance of him making contact. I know what you're thinking. 3 seconds into the game, 3 seconds. How is this not the first instance of him making contact with somebody? Will I raise you the actual video of the start of the game? I don't know what this guy was on. I don't know if he just did if he just snorted 3 lines of pre-workout, right? And he just did like 5 shots of espresso and listened to, 50 cents into club on repeat for 3 hours to get himself ready to just run out and try and take somebody out. He looks pretty normal at the start of this match. He just, but little did they know what he was capable of. So this is the overhead view of the start of the match, so you can really fully grasp, like as we are connoisseurs of this stupidity, so you can really fully grasp what is happening here. Here he goes, right? He takes off and then just drills the first guy. That's not even the guy that he ends up fouling for the red card. It's like he is, it's like he's going up against really bad matadors, and he's a bull, right? And he's chasing the red flag, and he just keeps running into the dudes with the red jerseys. He runs into that guy and kind of elbows him and shoves him, and then elbows that guy in the throat. I mean, the referee, as you can see in this highlight, does not instantly give it. They go back and review it and then give the red card. Then I give them full credit for actually awarding this red card because for whatever reason, Rafa Silva made the executive decision that he was going to be a detriment to society in this game. And they've sent him off. Low key, though, this was so obvious and so ridiculous. I at least am smelling some sort of nefarious bit of match fixing potentially, right? Because there are two explanations. Either Rafa Silva totally just made the decision that he wanted to get sent off, or wanted to be enough of an idiot to get sent off that he was going to go ahead and do this, in which case he should be launched into the sun, benched for a month, probably going to get suspended multiple matches, right? Or at least get iced out of the team a little bit. Because how can you trust a guy like that just did this, right? Like, how can you trust someone that just runs out there and just starts elbowing people and costs you 3 points? I mean, you had to basically play the entire match. Not basically 11v10. You can't trust that guy at all. As a coach, as a fan, whatever, like you cannot play that guy in moments that are important, or you need to like put some sort of, insane person restraining vest on him. That, or, we've got a Lucas Paquetá sort of situation where, hey, maybe, I'm supposed to get a card this time. But look, if you were trying to rig it, I feel like you would want to make it less obvious than this. This is like too obvious for it to have been rigged, which brings us back to the type of stupidity that just really harms their team. I don't think that you could do anything worse in the opening 5 seconds of a match other than grabbing the ball and kicking it directly at your own goal and then actually managing to score. But this is just the dumbest thing that I saw all weekend, and I wanted to make sure that you saw it too, because that is the public service that I look to aim to provide. Rafa Silva, I believe in you, man. Just a little less pre-workout next time.